We're here at the trade deadline in Season 4, and with a 4-3 record, our Raiders could go in a couple different directions. But right now, the entire AFC West is above 500, and I'd say our team has not met expectations this year. I keep wanting to see us break out to be that strong, real, solid playoff team, and not a team that's fighting for their playoff spot in the final 3 weeks. But in this series, we've gone 9-7-1, 10-7, 9-8. We've been the same caliber of team kind of the entire way. I came into today with this episode not really wanting to be a buyer because I don't want to give up picks for the future. I want to keep building this new core and try to stack some good drafts on top of each other and see where it takes us. Right now, our players set to be free agents are older veterans in a lot of cases, but players that could still be good beyond this year, and many of them want to come back. I am not going to tear it down and sell today. As a matter of fact, I want to try extending Jalen Johnson here right away, and I'm going to offer a 2-year contract and try to bump down the money because he really likes it here, and I know there will be some regression, but 2 years, 35 is my initial offer. And he turns this first offer down. It's tricky handling a team when you are maybe slightly above average or just a flat-out average team. Do you try to add pieces to what you have, or do you deconstruct and try to start over? You know, this is like the last year before the cheap money at quarterback is kind of done, unless we move on from Denzel Stockton, and that kind of resets the series in a way. But this is kind of it for now. I wanted to see us chase a title this year. Obviously, I did trade away Davante Adams. I didn't have to do that. I did some things so that we could try and be competitive this year, but acquire talent for beyond. And we did draft 4 really good hidden dev rookies. So if I was to make a move today, I wanted to try to add somebody that wouldn't be a short-term fix. And I think I have a decent deal in mind. So, the one thing we've struggled at this year is the pass defense. We're stopping the run great, but I think we've seen in the games we've watched that the pass rush has been a little inconsistent. We are above average at recording sacks this year. We, of course, have Max Crosby and Milton Williams playing well. Jonathan Grenard, 3 sacks and 9 tackles. But I think that we could still use a boost with our pass rush. And we know Grenard's not a long-term guy, and nobody else is popping out to be that long-term guy. The player I'm targeting today is not a superstar, but he's a solid player that I think can still get better because he's only 25 years old. And that is Panthers left end Jaden Perkins. He fits exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to find a young pass rusher that perhaps we could look to extend because he has not signed a deal with the Carolina Panthers. Jaden Perkins is a pure power rusher, and he's very strong. He's racked up a lot of tackles, a lot of TFLs. He has 2.5 sacks this year and hasn't been an elite sack producer, but I think at 25 years old, there's still room for him to get better, and we need someone that can kind of start and take over that defensive end role anyway. I would say to extend him would cost around $10 to $15 million a year, and that is a little bit easier to manage, and those are the kinds of deals that we're going to kind of need if we keep Denzel Stockton long term. Then you can't have just stars making the big money everywhere. You've got to be more creative. Now, I know Jaden Perkins at a premium position is not going to be easy for us to obtain. These offers, though, are ridiculous. But I'm going to try something here. And I'm going to offer them Sean Childress straight up for Jaden Perkins. 25-year-old guard for a 25-year-old pass rusher. And that is very close to getting the deal done. So what you have here is a situation between two guys that do not want to sign with their current teams. Now, I don't know if Childress is a great option to sign with the Panthers. They don't have a mentor. They have a 31-year-old guard who could be a mentor in Austin Corbett, but they're about to lose Jaden Perkins for nothing. I was checking their transaction log, And they have moved on to re-signing guys like Chuck Powers at 77 overall. So he's just going to be a free agent. So at least if we can package up Childress in a deal, they have a chance to re-sign him. If not, they were losing Perkins for nothing anyway. But it's going to take a little more than Sean Childress. He plays a less valuable position. We do have a little hiccup here. It's been really tough to close this gap, and I'm not about to give up a pick in the first 3 rounds this year. I'm trying to put in some other young players that I think are intriguing, but they are not as intrigued with my 65-year-old backups that I get excited about every now and then. And we finally have a deal done. So we are going to acquire pass rusher Jaden Perkins, a young player that can help us now and might be able to help us a lot in the future. We are sending them Sean Childress, starting left guard, Hunter Jordan, backup linebacker, a current year 4th round pick, and a future 5th. Kind of takes a lot, but we didn't have to give up premium assets here. And while we do lose Childress, who's been great, I already knew we were going to lose him. And we had kind of a contingency here on the roster. We can play Will Hernandez and Curtis Ford at the guard spots and see if, it's worth the boost we get now defensively. We have Max Crosby under contract, who is, getting closer to 30. He is on a new deal, but, I wanted to find someone else a little bit younger with some more upside, and I think Jaden Perkins is that player. I like going after power rushers, and I love that he can help out as well in the running game. He should be able to help us out a lot there. One concern with Perkins is the 83 injury. He has missed a little bit of time in his career, but it hasn't been significant. So he ended up playing 12 games as a rookie, played all games in year 2, missed 1 the year after. So I'm not concerned about him being like an injury-prone player. To help fill one of our roster spots, we will sign linebacker Blake Cashman, who I think could fill in if there were an injury to one of our starting linebackers. And that's how I want to take on the rest of the year. So we'll see if the pass defense gets any better, if Jaden Perkins can show enough to earn a nice extension with us. Obviously, we're probably going to give it to him. We gave up a fair amount to get him. But this is the kind of move that I think we needed to make today. Now, one thing that I have been kind of going back and forth on this year is the role for Amari Cooper. So with him playing, and he is playing well, but it's taking away a chance from guys like Anthony Clinton or Taylor Seymour to get some development. And I've been trying to think of ways to get a good 4th receiver situation going here, because it usually gives us production for the first 3 guys and then nobody else. It depends on playbook, but I'm going to try something out here. So I'm going to put Anthony Clinton as the 3rd receiver. So it goes Bateman, Cooper, Clinton. And then I'm going to put Tyrese Chambers in the slot. That at least guarantees Chambers will see the field, and we'll see if it gives us more of a 4-receiver mix. And ahead of our next game, we do have a breakout receiver scenario, and we are coming off a very big game for Rashad Bateman. This is his opportunity, if he can get 150 or 3 touchdowns. What do I even do with this? We just lost 7-6 to Chicago. The defense did better, right? What the heck happened? 7-6. That's a lot to unpack. Actually, not a lot to unpack. Amari, 7 catches. Drew Keller had 7 catches. Bateman, 1 for 21. Don't think that'll do it. Chambers had 3. And nothing for Anthony Clinton. So I'll have to see if he got any snaps. That didn't appear to help. Ramon Hayes and Montez Sweat. Well, Sweat's in my other series, so only Ramon Hayes got a full sack defensively for us and an interception to Tremaine Edmonds. We're 4-4. Just in time for a matchup with the Chiefs. You know what I think we're going to do here with the receiver depth chart? You know what it takes to beat KC, right? In the last couple weeks, we haven't scored a whole lot. Give me the big play Anthony Clinton in there to try and be a difference maker. Can he go get like a 60-yard touchdown and maybe hit a couple big plays against them? You're facing a bitter rival in the Chiefs this week, and limiting the impact of Rashee Rice must be a top priority. So he must be like a superstar on this franchise. But I don't know. Talking trash has not paid off for me in these press conferences, so we're not going back to that tactic. Well, it feels like we play 6 or 7 of these a year. This is a must-win game, right? With us at 4-4, how competitive the AFC West has been this year. Last year, 9 wins didn't get it done. Falling to 4-5 doesn't sound like a good recipe for this team. Well, 26 to Rice on the first play, then he gets hurt. So Kadarius Toney just catches a 44-yard touchdown. Ooh, how about this response? Couple big passes to Rashad Bateman. Now, we didn't miss our extra point, so we have the lead. Chiefs go right down the field, hit the extra point. It's 13-7. Yeah, we got ourselves a high-flying shootout, it looks like, in this week's game. The first 4 drives of the game all result in touchdowns. The offense is clicking today, man. We have 30 points in the third quarter. Jonathan Grenard picks up a sack, so he's still producing for us. He's been solid this year, getting 4 sacks now. But Kansas City knows they got to get some scores, and they do get a Kadarius Toney touchdown. It's an 8-point game in the fourth quarter. Oh, wow, we are down some players right now. Ramon Hayes, Milton Williams, Leon Hillhouse. Milton Williams is going to play. We don't have much at D-tackle right now. Let's just build up a 2-score lead so the defense doesn't matter as much. All right. At our own 21, Denzel Stockton will have it tipped and tipped 4 more times before it touches the ground. 3-man rush. It is incomplete for Bateman. Third down now. 8 in coverage again. It's a Big 12 defense. Caught by Clinton. No, he lost it. No. Chiefs football. Come on, Anthony. That is not a door you want to open for Patrick Mahomes. And that was a clear fumble on Anthony Clinton. Here is the Chiefs offense at our 43-yard line. And Isaiah Pacheco taken down after 5. Number 97, Jaden Perkins is in the game, the new pass rusher. 2nd and 5, running left and stopped. That's Alex Ramsey, the rookie. 3rd and 1. 4 receivers in the pattern. Caught by Hardman. First down. Oh, there we go. And he's brought down. Jaden Perkins. First sack as a member of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now it's 3rd down. Mahomes runs it. They're calling it 4-down territory, so they're going to go for 7 yards now. Perkins back on the field. He missed the last snap. They need the 19. 4-man rush. Mahomes has time and fires incomplete. Jalen Johnson denies it in the end zone. And now we got 7:37 to go in an 8-point game. 1st and 10 Raiders. It's Josh Jacobs. It's been a strange year. We came into this episode, Jacobs averaging only 3.9 yards a carry with what was like the same line we had last year, but his yards per attempt was down a full 1.5 yards. Haven't had those big games this year. That is off the hands of Drew Keller. You know, Jacobs hasn't regressed much. The only thing that happened is he turned 29. But I didn't think he would actually have statistical regression this year. Stockton lost it! And that's an instant red zone trip. Come on, guys. That's the second time they're scoring a touchdown on this drive. I hope you know that. You cannot give Mahomes these opportunities twice. First and goal. Caught. Pacheco to the 3. Mahomes back to the air. Intercepted! Yes! Michael Farrell! And the rookie gets it done. We have stopped Mahomes again with a short field. Wow, the defense has made huge plays here in these moments. This is awesome. Now, if anyone fumbles, you're suspended. Off the fake. It is caught by Bateman. And now Curtis Ford is shaken up, and our guard depth is starting now. It's not depth anymore, so we got one guy left. He's in there now. I forgot his name. Very unprofessional of me, as Stockton finds Bateman, and he takes off in Kansas City territory. There's a big gain. Handoff Jacobs. That's a powerful run all the way inside the 20. Stockton, end zone. Caught by Bateman. That is a touchdown. Man, that is one of our best moves of the series. Rashad Bateman is absolutely that #1 wide receiver that we needed in the post-Davante Adams offense. I also can't believe that we're still here, and I have yet to watch Tyrese Chambers catch a pass other than in simulating. How much longer am I going to wait? An absolute stunner. The Raiders beat the Chiefs convincingly. Final score, 45-23. We would force another turnover on downs, score again, and put together one of the best wins of the franchise. That was impressive. Denzel Stockton, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. The big dagger touchdown late to Rashad Bateman. Jacobs goes for 131 and 2 scores. Chaney finds the end zone. Stockton runs one in. Anthony Clinton, 5 for 71. So no matter what I do, I'm not getting that 4th receiver involved. But man, that was awesome. Kruger has another sack. Man. Yeah, we had a bunch of defensive tackles down, and every time Kruger has a chance, he makes plays. You know, I've done these series long enough to where once I see a guy make plays, the overall next to his name starts to mean less. Upgrading the rookie Tyrese Chambers and not getting any route running. But Chambers having an all-right rookie year. I just want him to hold on to that star dev. Hopefully he can have some big games down the stretch. And then George Kruger. He's been productive. Rookie out of LSU. He's a finesse rusher, so we'll go into that speed rushing archetype. And I never thought that we'd be sitting here with him having like 4 times the sacks of Ramon Hayes. So not only did we move to 5-4 through beating the Kansas City Chiefs, but they are also 5-4 now. This division is going to be really interesting down the stretch. The Broncos sit atop the division, but they've played less games than everybody else, and they're 5-3. Our next game is against the Eagles, and we have a tandem breakout? I don't know that the tandem breakout has popped up at all in this franchise, so let's take a look. Anthony Clinton. Man, Rashad Bateman took our last game over and couldn't be stopped. Are you ready to see me go off like that today? All right, AC. Don't fumble the ball. Let's see what you got. I guess it's time to put on a show then. You call my number and you won't regret it. $150. Well, with the skill set Clinton has, I mean, he has a way of getting there, of course. Lot of upgrades, by the way, after beating the Chiefs and everybody getting 2,500 experience. Here's Shaq Shepard, the rookie, who can hopefully develop into that backup to Jaden Perkins. And we'll just have to see what the future holds now for Carl Morton. I tried to include him in that trade unsuccessfully a couple times, so he's still here. Drew Keller, he's up a point. Michael Farrell, continuing to rack up tackles and be one of the most productive players in this defense. 67 tackles, 8 picks, and now 2 interceptions. He's got a real chance to be Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure Alex Ramsey has that same production. He is a 79 with this upgrade. Ramsey right now sitting on 50 tackles, but no touchdowns or interceptions, sacks. Here's Rashad Bateman, who's done a great job replacing Devontae Adams, and he tacks on another point of speed. I'm hoping we can see some late production from Hayes. I'd hate to see him possibly lose that star development. I don't know how risky that is, but he's only at 2 sacks right now. And here we've got Denzel Stockton. I'd like to go with that scrambler. I want the short accuracy and some of those secondary pressure affected ratings. Throw power goes up. That's a really nice upgrade. Let's see if we get a deal done this time with Jalen Johnson. We bump it up to 2 years, $37 million. And that will get it done and keep Johnson our top corner for a couple more seasons. I have also offered a 2-year deal to Devin White. I didn't want to move on from him. And then we got Jaden Perkins, and I would like to sign him as well. Looking at a 4-year contract. With this first offer, I'm going to reduce some of the bonus and put it into salary. That way there'll be a little bit less guaranteed. And now he wants that money back in the bonus. But now we got a matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 3-5, and we have the big tandem breakout this week. I'm cool going through this one. I want to see us break away from being this near 500 team. The best we've done in this series is 10-7. So can we take a step towards having our best season in the franchise with a big game here today? The Eagles still have Jalen Hurts as their starting quarterback, and Will Levis backs him up. DeAndre Swift, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith are all still there. Walter Barnett is the new tight end. I, of course, liked him a lot in the most recent draft, and they have him starting over Dallas Goedert. The left side of their offensive line is stout, but the rest has been tricky. They don't have a replacement for Jason Kelce. The right side can definitely get beat. And defensively, they got the 2 Georgia defensive tackles there in the middle, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, Hassan Reddick. Overall, though, I think this is a beatable team as long as you don't let them put up 35 points. So let's see our defense here in the first. The Eagles come out with 3 receivers, and Jalen Hurts completes to A.J. Brown. Inside give. Down goes Swift. Ramon Hayes on the stop. He is a really good run defender. I just want to see that pass rush and come around now. And it's 3rd and 2. Up the middle and stuffed again. They don't have that same offensive line. And that means our Raiders will start it inside their own 5 with a Josh Jacobs run. No gain. The run to Jacobs, and down he goes. Neither team able to establish those early rushes. Just throw it deep to Clinton here. Let's get a big chunk of that yards. 3rd and 10 a run, and Jacobs gets the first down. Now back to pass for the first time. Actually the second, and it's incomplete for Tyrese Chambers. This is a joke, right? Like, I need to see him catch a pass. 3rd and 9. Back to pass. Caught by Bateman. So reliable. The fake. And the throw underneath. It's Drew Keller for a gain of 9. Stockton swings it out. There is a flag down. So that one is coming back. They get Curtis Ford for a hold. 3rd and 5 for Stockton. A strike for Jacobs, and the drive continues. This drive began inside our own 5. And here's Stockton from the 45. A shot downfield, broken up for Clinton. Would hate to drive this far and get nothing. Knocked away from Chambers. I'm so sick of this. Can I just see the 2nd-round receiver catch a pass and know he can do it? This is outrageous. Now it's the Eagles who start deep in their own territory. And it's 1st and 10. It's caught. 3rd and short. And they look to throw, and it's intercepted! Trayvon Merrick steps in front. And the Raiders take over at the Eagle 22. And he is someone else who is set to be a free agent at the end of the year. Not going to have all the money, though, to re-sign everybody. We'll see what happens. Stockton dumps it for Jacobs and gets the 1st down. Stockton, that is caught by Chambers for a short gain of 2 yards. I'll take it. 3rd and goal. Now let's put this in the end zone. Stockton, Bateman, they're on another level. Touchdown Raiders. These two look near unstoppable. They cannot run. They just lost 3 and lost 2 more. But they get it all back through the air and then lose 2 more. This is unbelievable. That's not how it goes. It's a safety. It's 7-2. How many times can he run for negative yardage? DeAndre Swift currently 7 carries, negative 2 yards. I'm amused that their punter's name is Kirk Cutler. It's like a Vikings-Bears experiment gone wrong. 28 to Clinton. Okay, that's a start. Need a lot more. Raiders make it 10-2. Now trying to tack on more before halftime. And it's caught on the outside by Anthony Clinton. Stockton cooking, 14 for 18. Clinton needs a $150. He still needs over 100. Well, he needs 100 exactly. 1st and 10. Send it, Denzel. No, he eats it. Jalen Carter sacks him. 3rd and 24. And we're just going to run it here with Jacobs, and the Eagles are keeping it close. Whoa, what was that? Skipped a 79-yard DeAndre Swift touchdown. So we're all tied up now suddenly after a big touchdown to DeAndre Swift. And we have it at our 27. That's caught by Chambers. Gain of 6. So Amari Cooper not getting a ton of playtime here, but if the offense is successful and we can get some of these young guys production, then I'll take it. Caught. Keller 1st down. Stockton in the flats has Bateman, who turns a minimal gain into a 1st down. That's a fake, and laid in downfield to Darnell Washington. Can't bring him to the ground, so they knock him out of bounds at the 11. And the Raiders are within striking range now after a 32-yard reception. Trio of receivers at the bottom. Stockton fires that way, caught by Clinton, and down at the 2. The fake, and spinning away, Stockton gets rid of it. Now that is something new we've never seen from him before. Chambers slot left, 3rd and 2. Looking for a lead, and touchdown, Tyrese Chambers. Raiders back on top. You know what? With performances like this in the game against Kansas City, the Stockton meter might be leveling up. Up by 7, and not far for Swift. He's under a yard per carry, and that was Jaden Perkins on the tackle. Pressure coming, and oh, he lost it! Got it! Raiders football! Jalen Hurts puts it on the ground, and we'll take over at the 14. Short field, hoping to capitalize. It's a fake to Jacobs, and an awkward throw incomplete. 3rd and 12, empty for Stockton. From the 15, under pressure. End zone, and off the mark for Bateman. The forced fumble on that last drive, by the way, given to Devin White. Eagles flipping their play here, it looks like. 1st and 10. Hurts connects, and it's a big pickup for Walter Barnett. Hurts floats it to A.J. Brown, wide open in Raider territory. Now empty and bobbled by Devontae Smith. Now the fake, and it's off target. DJ Reed tight coverage. Eagles face 3rd down and tight coverage, and down goes Hurts. It's Jaden Perkins. 2nd sack as a Raider. I like what I see so far from our newest pass rusher. The Raiders lead by 10. They're in great shape with 1 quarter left to play. Stockton downfield. Nice grab by Anthony Clinton for a 1st down. What's the update on him? We're looking at 5 for 80. I don't know about 70 more yards here in the 4th. But still proving that he can be a playmaker. Down goes Jacobs for a loss. It's a fake. And the throw is caught for a 1st down by Drew Keller. Stockton, a dart for Clinton, but he couldn't hold on. It was a little behind him. Eagles trying to get the football back. Stockton finds the open man. There's Chambers. 1st down, Las Vegas. Chambers switches over to the right side of the formation. Stockton finds Bateman down to the 1. I love the way he's just spreading the ball to everybody. Stockton's having some great games today. Out of the eye now to go up 3 possessions. Josh Jacobs, touchdown. The Eagles take a few minutes to answer back with a touchdown to make it a 10-point game again. Anthony Clinton for 28. Oh, he's going to get within striking distance. We're at their 47. 3.5 to go. We're still throwing. And it's caught by Clinton. What's he got? 346 for Stockton. AC, come on. 127. He's 23 yards away from hitting it. And Jacobs ahead. And now there's not 23 yards of field left. I think this is the receiver trio we focus on, though, going forward. Jacobs ahead for 9. Amari was doing good. We hit a rough patch. We try Clinton. And if he has games like this, I mean, He can be an impact player for a long time if we can get him established with this team. Probably our last throw of the day if we throw it here. Stockton looking for the finishing touches. A safe throw, and Jacobs is denied at the 1. Go for it. You go for it here. Yes. All right. I don't care if it's inside zone, but you go for it. Stockton throwing. It is caught by Bateman. A statement-making win for the Raiders. And one of the best games I think we've seen from Stockton in quite some time. And maybe the best 2-game stretch that we've ever seen from him. We're not usually winning games convincingly in this franchise, and we just beat the Chiefs by over 20, and now beat the Eagles by 17. Denzel Stockton. That was special. And his receivers all had great games as well. Let's unpack this one. Stockton, 352 and 3. Jacobs, just 2.8 a carry. He wasn't having an easy time on the ground, but Anthony Clinton, $127. Keller had 50 yards. Jacobs caught 6. Bateman, 63 and 2 touchdowns. Chambers, we even got to see him catch some passes today. This finally feels like the strong team for at least this episode. I sure hope it keeps up because that was a lot of fun to watch. Let's see the results now of Tandem breakout. 150 is a lot to ask for. They create a situation here where you're disappointed with 127. I know it's about dev trade increases and whatnot, but I love for them to redo some of these scenarios and the rewards and even what you get out of them. Even if this could be an XP gain, 127 not being enough is ridiculous. The Raiders move into a first-place tie with the Chiefs, as every team in this division is still above 500. We have the Denver Broncos next, and then the Ravens ahead of our late Week 13 bye. The Ravens this season are 5-4 currently. So, how do we feel about the team now? We make a trade, moving on from Sean Childress, and bringing in a pass rusher. I feel like the time I spent looking at possibilities for what to do today have paid off. And I'm really excited about this team. Stockton, 23 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Very good episode for him. Jacobs improved his efficiency. And Rashad Bateman now far and away this team's leading receiver. Amari might not get as many chances now the rest of the way, unless there is an injury. Drew Keller, 53 catches, 484 yards. Tyrese Chambers, I think he's doing enough to at least hold on to star dev going into his second season. And then we're getting Anthony Clinton involved, and he's making the most out of his targets. I think he's gotten a lot more reliable, even if he fumbled the football once today. The thing, too, that I'm going to start probably thinking of more in these builds is this deep threat role doesn't actually require a ton of development. So Clinton, if he just stayed a 77 the rest of his career, he's still a useful player because he has dangerous speed, 82 release, enough deep route running. He's making these plays without being a more polished, refined receiver. And you can get a guy like that on day 3 of the draft. This role does not need to have a premium pick spent on it. Michael Farrell, 75 tackles, 2 interceptions. I'm thinking that's got to be Rookie of the Year worthy right now. Jaden Perkins, 4.5 sacks. Let's see if I can get him signed to end this episode. That'd be the perfect cherry on top. I don't know how many chances I'm going to get on this, but I don't want to fail. Gonna bump it up here closer to $11 million. I knew I had to put more into the bonus. So let's get to 44 through bonus money. And the deal is signed. Jaden Perkins. So that's us getting kind of a jump on free agency. And now we have that pass rusher opposite Max Crosby. And of course, in the last offseason, we had Tyree Wilson. So we had that pass rusher. But it seemed to me Wilson had kind of plateaued. And he was on a deal that was making basically double what Perkins is going to make. If Perkins stays kind of an average to above average pass rusher, then he's paid appropriately for that role, and it'll be easier to handle if we end up giving a deal to Stockton. He could also just get better from here, and this contract becomes an even better deal for us. Tyree Wilson has the same amount of sacks this year for Arizona. Wilson's also a little bit older, a little bit better too, more well-rounded. But with his deal being up at the end of the year, and I'm guessing this number means that we just had to absorb basically all of that money as a dead cap hit or something. But when he has his deal come up for next year, he's going to get a lot more than $11 million a year. Oh, that's interesting. I just happened to see that there are a couple draft stories going on here. Jonathan Wilkins kicked off the team for skipping practice. So we got a storyline here. These are really easy to miss, especially this year. Like sometimes the stories, like I'll be a few weeks into the year and they just don't have anything. The best receiver in the upcoming draft just got kicked off of USC for skipping practice. Jonathan Wilkins. He's probably not going to be on our radar because of our receiver situation and recent picks, but let's try to remember. And let's just write it here. I have a little note I keep for every series now. I started this within the last month or two. But Jonathan Wilkins, skip practice, kicked off of USC. I feel like, at least for me, this has rejuvenated kind of my interest in the series and just the faster pace and kind of having a higher bar for what games we're going to watch. And then I've put a lot more time, I think, into like the team building and trying to make these team building series again. So taking the time to really know the draft class better and taking the time to look at, out of the box ways of filling problems on the roster. I think the Jaden Perkins deal was really good for us. And if I can have some creative solutions and see some fun things play out, that's exactly what I want. Just wanted to check the Rookie of the Year races right now. Sammy Glenn in the NFC is leading for Offensive Rookie of the Year ahead of Walter Barnett. Randall Rhodes on defense. I believe he was taken extremely early. And then in the AFC, Drew Keller could be in line for Rookie of the Year over Tyrese Chambers. And for Defensive Rookie of the Year, it is indeed Michael Farrell, at least right now. And I'll leave you all on that note today. What do you think about the Raiders now and the rest of this season? Excited to see us push towards a potential playoff spot, but right now, the vibes are pretty high for our team. But will they stay that way? Thank you all for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to read your feedback in the comments as well, and hope that you do feel that renewed interest in this series like I do. Have a great day. I'll be back with more soon.